is still your rock. Let that sink in for a minute. Sweetwater, and to all of us who've been on this battlefield for quite some time, I just want to remind you, Brother Coffee, as you have revealed some of the things you've gone through, and you and your wife have had to work and toil with this congregation for many years, to remind you and your wife that God is still your rock. And especially being able to celebrate 50 years and moving forward. You couldn't have done that if God had not still been your rock. And that's so very important, not only for Sweetwater, but for all of us to be reminded who God is and who He is. He is your rock that have brought you thus far. So don't forget that. And so you find in Psalms 62 where the psalmist by David, and I'm reading from the New King James Version. Willie did great with the NIV, but I got the New King James. And verse number 1, David says, truly, my soul silently waits for God. From Him, get this, comes my salvation. Notice in verse 2, He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. Then he caps it off with saying, I shall not be greatly moved. When you realize what God is and what He means to you, Brother Coffee, and let us keep Brother Denson in prayer, and Crosby and these brothers who are leading this congregation in the way that God would have you to lead it. I just want to encourage you as you lead this church, Brother Coffee, and as you have dealt with the trials, that's more than one, and the tribulations, that's more than one, down through the years, and you've been standing for 50 years, and I pray God that you and the future generation of Sweetwater keep standing for more years to come. And you can only do that if you allow yourself not to be moved. And so in my 10, 11 minutes, Brother Stanley, you keep talking. I got 11 minutes, right? 11 more minutes. Point number 1. Here's what I want you to walk out the door with. Point number 1, as it deals with encouragement. Point number 1, if you're going to move towards the future, here's what you have to be able to understand and identify. And that is recognizing God has been your source. You got to be able to recognize that you've been able to do because God has been your source. And with saying that, Sweetwater, you must remember your source didn't come from the economy, as you just mentioned. Your source didn't come from the leadership. Your source didn't come from church programs that many of us have. Your source came from God. And that's what Sweetwater and all of us have to remember. Your source is not these external things that come by way of night and then end up leaving by way of flight. Your source is God. And I somebody tell Sweetwater, if you're going to do 50 more years what you've already done, you have to recognize that and remember that. And then what you also have to understand is that the only reason Sweetwater has been able to last over 50 years is because God has been your force. He's been your source. And you have to recognize that. Not just look at that just on a one-time basis. And that's why I love that continuous participle, West Side Italian, that ing. That's an ongoing look. And you have to be willing to keep your eye on the sparrow. And don't take your eye off of that Sweetwater. And if you're going to last, as I said, another 50 years, God is still, you have to understand, God is still going to have to be your soul. Now I'm talking to Sweetwater. But there's application to all of us. Because all of us, the majority of us, have had to deal with something. We've had to go through something. And I just recently come back from being all cut out on the operating table. And yet, because of God, I'm still here today. And then I found out, talking to Crosby, what happened is that they messed up over 10 years ago. They messed, did you tell me that, Crosby? They messed up over 10 years ago. But God was in the plan. And whenever God is in the plan, you can withstand anything that you end up dealing with. That's Brother McClinton back there. He had to go through something himself. And yet there he sits with his arms crossed. And so, Sweetwater, I've come this afternoon to encourage you to stand firm with your source. As you know, in 1 Corinthians 15, in the verses 58 from the New King James, he says, therefore, my beloved brother, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that with a continuous participle, knowing that your labor, Sweetwater, was not in vain in the Lord. So you can only recognize this when you understand the source and who your source is. And so, Sweetwater, just remember, God has always made a way. When your money was low, did you talk about money? When your membership fluctuated, and that's the thing, down through, everybody ain't gonna always stick with your brother Coffee. When the tough get going, see, people get going. And so, Sweetwater, here you are. You've had people to stay, and you've had people to wave you bye-bye. And yet, you are still here. And you're here not because you got a smooth dress speaking minister. You're here because of God. It ain't got nothing to do with you, the individual. It has everything to do with God. And so you must remember that. And also, Scripture in West Side as well. This is a lesson for us, being on this side and being here for 90 plus years. You don't get to be somewhere 90 plus years, not by yourself. Ain't that right, Sister Barbara? Yeah, you don't get to be here 90 plus years. And so when your leadership, I got you standing, even when your leadership changes, God remains the same. And so I just want to leave that with you, Sweetwater. I want to leave that with you. And regardless of what you go through in life, Brother Coffee, Sister Coffee, just remember, things may change, but God remains the same. And you, Sister Coffee, it's good to be able to have a sweet wife like yourself. A sweet wife like yourself. Not just because you cook oxtails real good, Yeah, not just because you could obstacles, but because you've been there side by side with your husband. You've seen him hold his head up high. You've seen him hold his head down low. You've seen him in his good times. You've seen him in his bad, worst times. And to have a wife like you to be right there and to encourage her man, her baby, her boo, and to let him know, baby, it's gonna be all right. Because we gonna sit with God and just sit right by. And so I thank all of you who are here for this wonderful, wonderful 50 years. And I just want to encourage you, boy, to just keep doing what God would have you to do. That you're saving souls and encouraging souls to be saved. You've been very attentive, and I thank you. And I now turn it back over to my good friend, my new brother that I know I have, not from another mother, but my good brother here.